Okay, let's start. So today we are going to look at answering techniques on inferential questions. Okay, that's our main objective. And then I'm not sure did you guys actually go online to the website that I gave you last week and do some more inferential questions? If you did, you would find that it's actually so interesting and so challenging, right? When you're completing them and then you're wondering, oh, what's this person doing? Why is this person in this situation? Or, how is this person related to this other person? Why are they interacting with each other like that? So on and so forth, right? So inferential questions will be our main focus for today. And we have some other sections as well as usual. Okay, first, let's begin with visual text. And for this one, so the question that asks you for inferential questions, right? It also tests your reasoning skills. All right. So when you encounter a question like that for your visual text, all right, first read the question to find out what the situation is about. Then read the options and find the correct reasons based on the visual text. So give you an example. Okay, let's have a look at this small passage over here. Thoughtful foreign worker holds umbrella for commuters. People could not help but smile when they saw a foreign worker holding an umbrella for commuters boarding a bus near an MRT station. It was raining heavily one Thursday morning at 7:40 a.m. Many commuters were caught without umbrellas. This angel decided to hold an umbrella for the commuters to board the bus without getting wet. This worker managed to bring a smile to everyone's face with his thoughtful deed. Very sweet of him, right? So here's an inferential question that is asking for a reason. So over here, who is the angel referring to? Okay, so obviously, if we read this passage carefully, we would know that the angel is referring to the foreign worker, right? So we know what the whole situation is because we've read the passage carefully. So the answer is definitely 4 over here, right? Okay, Jianing has a quick question here. So she's asking, what's the correct way to say it? Should we say tripped on a rock or tripped over a rock? Now, they have different meanings, but both are correct. So that's the answer, Jianing. So if I said I tripped on a rock, the rock was actually what caused me to fall down, right? So I can say I tripped on a rock, okay? Tripped over a rock, that actually means that the rock was so heavy, it actually kept its place and it made me fall over it. So, the way that you fall is different. When you say you trip over a rock, right, it's probably a really huge one that will keep its place because it's so heavy, and then you actually fall over it. Versus if you trip on it, the rock was actually what caused you to fall, but the rock could have been moved as well. So it actually sounds more like that. You actually can, it's actually better to say you trip on a rock rather than trip over a rock. Yeah, you can trip over a huge boulder perhaps, but that doesn't make sense. Or you trip over a fence. Normally we don't say trip over a rock, but we say we tripped on a rock because the rock caused you to fall. Kaihan is asking, what's a good score for the comprehension in paper 2? Now, the comprehension open-ended part for paper 2, right, is worth 20 points. So you should be aiming for 16 and above for your comprehension open-ended. So if you get 16 and above, that's a good score. All right. And then, you're very close to your AL1. Noted on your corrections, Marissa, for your answers online, yeah? I think that's what you're trying to correct. Okay, good. Anyway, back to the lesson over here. Now, another question that we might get is, according to the article, why did the angel hold up an umbrella for the commuters? So, with this inferential question, I don't think it's very inferential. You can kind of like get why he did it. So can everyone respond in the chat group first before I give you the answer? Why did the angel hold up an umbrella for the commuters? Rachel is correct. Sarah is correct. Good. Brian is correct. Marissa is correct. Regina is correct. Marissa is correct. Emma is correct. Kaihan is correct. Jianing, not so much. Jianing is incorrect. Any other guesses for this question? Okay, so the answer is 3. All right, he wanted to help people with no umbrellas. Okay, now of course, he could have done it to make himself happy. He could have done it because he wanted to be celebrated for his kind deed, right? But if people were to actually, do it because they wanted to be celebrated or they wanted to make themselves happy, would they still be called an angel or would they be called an attention getter? That's a different concept, right? So obviously over here, he's called an angel because an angel is, a mythical, or rather an angel is, a being that wants to help you when you are in need, right? When you feel like you're left with no hope, right? So people actually called this man an angel because he was helpful to people with no umbrellas. Okay, and that's why the answer here must be 3. Okay, so this is the best answer because it's the most likely one, right? Not because he wanted to make himself happy, not because he wanted to be celebrated, but because he wanted to just help people, right? So that was his main purpose. How about the next one? Let's have a look at this. All right. Hardworking foreign workers work overtime to complete underground tunnel project. Commuters felt immense relief at the availability of transportation during the COVID-19 times when foreign workers worked overtime to ensure that the MRT station located near their homes opened on time. All right, so without them, a lot of the stations wouldn't be able to open and a lot of people would have difficulty transporting themselves, right? So we need to give them credit where credit is due. Okay, so looking at this, according to the article, the commuters felt relief. Why? So this is a pretty tricky one. Okay, Brian, that is incorrect. Rachel, that is incorrect. Sarah, you are correct. Emma, you're correct. Brian, you are now correct. Marissa, you're incorrect. Sarah is correct. Marissa is incorrect. Siran is incorrect. Regina, you are right. Marissa, you are correct now. Jianing, you're correct now. Josiah, there's no D. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 for this. Tristan, you are correct. All right. Yes, Siran, you're correct. Kaihan, you're right. Josiah, you are wrong, unfortunately. Marissa, you're wrong. Okay, so look at this. So the answer is actually number 3, right? They were relieved because transportation was available. Okay, so the answer is 3. So in general, here it says what? Commuters felt immense relief. Why? Because they had transportation available during the COVID-19 times. That's the main idea here. So they felt relief at what? At this. This is the closest idea. Okay, so they felt relief because transportation was available. And then if you go one step deeper and you ask yourself, why was transportation available? Why was it more convenient? It's because MRT stations located near their homes open on time. Okay, but they were not so much relieved, about the MRT station opening, because even if the station open, right, there could still be like not enough transportation, maybe not enough trains or whatever, but they were more relieved because transportation was widely available during the COVID-19 lockdown times. All right, so the main answer here should be 3, not 4. A lot of you gave me 4. Okay, that's incorrect. Next. So, to thank them, some students at nearby schools gave out balloons and packed lunches to these foreign workers at the MRT construction site near their school. The workers were pleasantly surprised and cheered by the students' kind gestures. It was such a touching scene of give and take. Now, this is a tough one. Let's see whether you can answer this question or not. According to the article, why were the workers pleasantly surprised? So, Marissa, is correct. Yeah. Emma is correct. Good. Brian is wrong. Sarah is correct. Yutaka is correct. Regina is correct. Emma and Marissa are correct. Brian is wrong. Tristan is correct. So find the answer that's the closest to what's reflected in the passage. Brian is wrong. Yes, Brian, you're now right. Jianing, that's incorrect. So you have to look through all the answers and compare them one by one, right? Josiah, you are correct. Jianing, you're now correct. Good. Okay, so you have to compare the answers one by one. First, let's look at answer number 3. Okay, no, sorry. Answer number 2. The students had cheered for them. Is that correct? That is wrong. The students did not cheer for them. The workers were cheered by the students' kind gestures, but the students were not cheering for them. The workers became more happy. The workers were cheered by the students' gestures. The students didn't actually go, yay, woo, hooray, that kind of thing. They didn't actually say that. Okay? So therefore, number 2 over here proves that that's wrong. All right, that's not true. Then let's look at number 1. The students had given them their lunch. Okay, now this is correct. All right, but is this as detailed? Not really. It's not just the lunch. It's something else as well, right? So this is wrong. Now, why is the answer number 4? The answer is number 4 because the students had given out balloons and packed lunches to thank the workers. Did they do that? Yes. They gave out balloons and packed lunches, all right, to thank them. Why? Because they had worked overtime to complete underground tunnel project. So the answer here is, so that's where 4 is, and 4 is your answer. So 4 is the correct answer. Now, why is number 3 wrong as well? I'm going to use purple to show you. So why were the workers pleasantly surprised? Now, were the students actually touched by their actions? Yes, they could be, although the article didn't actually tell us that the students were touched by their actions, but the author did mention that it was a touching scene. Now, whether the workers were touched or whether the students were touched or not, no one knows because it doesn't say so in the article over here. But the whole scenario, the whole situation there was touching. That was about it. Okay, so we can't really assume that the students were touched by their actions, right? Even though they could be, right? But it's not a confirmed one. So out of all the questions over here, out of all the options over here, number 4 would be the one that has the most details that's actually confirmed within the passage. So that should be our answer over here for this question. Okay. Now, I'll give everyone here another inferential question about this very same passage here. Okay, see whether you can answer in a sentence for me. Okay, there's no MCQ for this one.